Hey there, solopreneur friend. Have you ever found yourself kind of scratching your head, staring at a chaotic jumble of Google Drive files that resemble something like digital spaghetti on your computer screen? Well, let me tell you, I love spaghetti, but not when it comes to my virtual office structure. And I bet you don't either. So, that being said, I've been there and it's an absolute nightmare. And especially if one of your goals, like mine, is to earn more while working less, right? Okay. What if I told you there is a simple Google Drive file management system that has not only transformed my business, but also completely changed my life? I use it for all of my business files, but also my personal files and family files and household files and everything else. All right. All right, let's dig in. This system alone saves me hours a week compared to the hours that I spent at my desk on my computer before. All right. So are you ready to know more? Well, I want you to buckle up because we are starting our digital decluttering journey together right now. Right before we dig in, though, I want you to be sure and hit that bell and subscribe because I publish a new episode every Thursday. And in case we've not met, let me introduce myself. I have been an online entrepreneur since 2001, helping solopreneurs elevate your game with streamlined workflows and organized habits. This is so you can maximize your productivity because I am all about helping you spend more time doing the things you enjoy with the people you love and not working every free minute of every day. Okay, in our world, that is quickly turning more and more digital, it is essential to stay organized, especially for us solopreneurs who are agile, nimble, and certainly outnumbered by our tasks. And like I mentioned before, for those of us who have a goal to earn more, yet while being connected to our computers less. All right, in today's video, I'll let you in on the powerful, easy to use Google Drive file management system that I personally use that has untangled the digital chaos, boosted my productivity, and yes, it can literally turn your life around too. So let's get started. We're going to turn your Google Drive into a well-organized, user-friendly space. Are you ready to dive in? Let's go. All right, first things first, let's start with the basics, all right? The primary structure of Google Drive might seem simple, but if it's used smartly, its simplicity morphs into an incredibly powerful organizational tool. You've got folders, and inside those, you've got a plethora of files, right? But here's the kicker. The power is in how you use them together. So step number one, I want you to color code your folders. The first quick tip is to color code those folders. I want you to go to Google Drive, right click on a folder, and then click on change color and pick a color that makes sense for the type of folder it is. Maybe your color coding will be something like, red for urgent, blue for collaboration, green for completed tasks, whatever. Obviously, I want you to choose your color associations that resonate with you. This one simple step will make a world of difference to you visually when you're looking for things, all right? Personally, what I like to do is all of mine for business are all one color. Then all of mine for family is another color. All of mine for household is another color. So I don't use the like finished and unfinished. I prefer to do it by project types or by how it's associated. But you do what works for you, okay? But just make sure you get those folders color coded. Step two, I want you to embrace the subfolders, okay? Hierarchy is not always a good thing, right? But when it comes to file management, it's amazing. So the subfolder system, it can be your friend. And as simple as I can say it, I want you to start big and then work your way down. For instance, you might have a folder named projects. And then within that, the subfolders are like current, upcoming, completed, or whatever. So inside each of these, you may have individual project folders. And it continues to go on like this and just really can depend on how much you break it down. That is totally up to you. Just remember, though, that almost always more is best when it comes to breaking down folders. But of course, I want you to do, what feels right to you. One thing, though, that I can't stress enough is do this for both your personal folder files as well as those for your business files, okay? So use it for both. And then step 3, naming conventions. Now let's talk about naming conventions. I can't stress enough the importance of this one. A well-structured naming system is going to make it easy to search and identify files later on, all right? The best strategy that I've found is to name files with the format of ABC order. Some people like to do it by dates, but I like the ABC order. All of my business files begin with my initials, so I can simply type in KS and up pops my business files. From there, within each of these folders, I divide and conquer and dive even deeper. And then as an added tip, you can even add a description to each of your files. I'll drop something down here where you can see that. Step 4, star your favorites. Okay, so Google Drive allows you to star your favorite or frequently accessed folders and files. This is such a handy tool to keep important files right at your fingertips. This is going to save you precious minutes when hunting down your most commonly used folders. So anything that you use on a regular basis, that's the one you want to star. Step 5, use the description field. I mentioned this briefly in number 3 above, but I want to emphasize this one because very few people really leverage this golden feature. So each folder and file comes with an option to add a description. And this gives you the space to add critical extra details about the contents of what's there. It might take an extra few seconds, but in the long run, it's going to save you significant time and a lot of headache later. And then step 6 is the power of Google's search. This is another one. I think we underestimate the power of Google's search capabilities inside Google Drive. So you can find files with keywords, you can filter by file type, ownership, location. There's so many ways to dig down deeper and be able to use that search feature. So I want you to be sure and play around with that and realize that it's there and actually utilize it. So investing in a solid structure and naming conventions, that's going to play an essential role here, sure, but the search utility, it even makes it even better. Then step 7, cleaning, or what I call office keeping, okay? We all thrive better in a clean home, right? Well, the same is true in business or in your virtual office space. So good housekeeping routines apply to your digital spaces too. So regularly, I want you to sift through the drive, remove redundant files, archive the old ones, keep the space clutter-free. Regular maintenance may seem tedious, but think of it as like oiling your productivity machine regularly, all right? In fact, I'm going to suggest that you set this as a recurring monthly or at least a recurring quarterly task. And then encoding all the above steps that we've talked about into a routine, this is going to simplify your Google Drive experience drastically. It's going to reduce the time you take to find things. And like I've said before, I'm going to say it again, time is money and life is so much less stressful when we are organized and we have our virtual offices optimized for efficiency. So there you have it. That's how simple Google Drive file management system is. And this is it has made such a difference in my work life. And I know that it can do the same for you. So remember, color codes, establish a clear hierarchy in names, sticking to brief yet descriptive naming conventions, starring important files, add those descriptions, leverage Google search, and then carry out those regular cleanups, all right? So here's your homework assignment. Are you ready? All right, I want you to block off and schedule a couple of hours in your calendar, and then I want you to go give your Google Drive a revamp. Entrepreneurship is challenging, and you do not want to be on a search for finding the presentation that you crafted last month, or and you need it to locate it right now, and you're not able to track it down. That is so frustrating. So I want to see you say goodbye to that digital mess, say hello to having more time to do what you do best, and take off and run with your business. Now, I want you to look below this video to grab copies of some free tools that I have created for you, and don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure and hit that bell because I publish a new episode every Thursday. And in the next one, I will be sharing how I manage my time. It's going to be a really good lesson on time management. And remember to keep challenging, keep learning, and keep growing.